Okay, students, so we will be starting with chapter number 10, which is in your NCRT, and the chapter is light, reflection, and refraction of light. So, we will be starting this chapter. In the class, I just taught you this, but all of the students were not present, so I will be repeating. Okay, and please listen to it carefully, and if you have any problem, you can ask the doubts. This is your first lecture. We will be continuing the lectures accordingly. As in school, we will be doing it, we will be doing here also. Okay, so light, reflection, and refraction. So two phenomena of light that we will be going to study in this chapter is reflection and refraction. Okay, so before going into reflection and refraction, let's talk about light first. Light is invisible form of energy. We can't see light. We are able to see the objects which are illuminated by light, but not light. So light is invisible form of energy. Light enables in us the sensation of seeing. Without light, we can't see. So light is necessary requirement so that we are able to see the world. Right? Now, what are the conditions for us to see an object? What are the conditions? If there is an object, I want to see that object. So what are the necessary conditions? Number one, object should be there. Object itself. If object is not present, then how you will see the object? Then light is necessary. Then you must have eyes, and the light from the object after reflection should fall in our eyes. This is the most important point, that light which is getting reflected from the object will fall into our eyes, then only we will be able to see the object. For example, if something is behind us, we are not able to see that. Why? Because the light which is falling on that object is not coming into our eyes. Therefore, if an object is in front of us, then only we are able to see that object. Why? Because light which falls on the object reflects, bounces back, and then it enters our eye. So this is the necessary condition. Right? Now, properties of light. What are the basic properties of light? Number one is rectilinear propagation of light. Light always travel in a straight line. For example, let's take an example, the creation of shadow. Creation of shadow. This happens when we consider the rectilinear propagation of light. Take a torch and in front of the torch keep some opaque object, right? And you will be able to find the shadow on the wall of that opaque object, right? That shows light which was traveling out from the torch is traveling in a straight line, and it has been blocked by that object, and the shadow of that object can be seen on the wall, right? Then second is speed of light, which is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Light has dual nature, that is particle and wave. So it has dual nature, particle also and wave also. It is like a particle also and wave also. In this chapter we will consider the particle nature of light, in which we will be studying reflection and refraction. Means reflection and refraction are those phenomena which we can understand if we take light as a particle, right? Now further we will understand the phenomenon like formation of image, bending of light, formation of rainbow, twinkling of stars, etc. Okay, so we will understand all this phenomenon that happens. Now, let's start with reflection of light. What is reflection of light? Let's understand what is reflection of light. See, reflection of light is the phenomenon which is responsible for us so that we are able to see the object. Now, there are some important points that I will make note of. One, this is the ray of light. Small, you will draw a line and an arrow. Okay, this arrowhead indicates the direction of motion of ray of light, and this is the symbol for drawing the ray of light. Now, this is a beam of light. Beam of light is basically the collection of rays of light. It is the collection of rays of light. Now, this is a diagram that shows the reflection of light, right? Now you can see this is a plane mirror. It is polished from behind, and this is the reflecting surface in front. Now there is a ray of light which is incident on this mirror at point O. Now this ray of light is known as incident ray. Now there is a normal we are drawing at point of incidence. Now normal is an imaginary line that is perpendicular to this mirror, and then there is a reflected ray which is drawn, right? So light incident ray which is striking the mirror at point O is reflected back, right? It is not entering the mirror, it is basically reflecting back. The mirror is reflecting back the light. So we have incident ray, we have reflected ray. This I is angle of incidence, this is the angle between normal and incident ray. This R is angle of reflection, which is the angle between normal and reflected ray. So basically this is what reflection is. So reflection is bouncing back of a ray of light, just like a ball which when hits the hard surface it bounces back. That's in the same way light also does. Understanding reflection, let's understand reflection. So in this there are certain terms that we will understand first. Now medium is you can say medium is through which light travels. For example, air is a medium through which light is traveling. Glass, water, these are all the materials medium through which light travels. Now light can also travel through vacuum, means light is an energy that can travel through medium also, like air, glass and water, but it can travel when there is no medium present, means in vacuum also it can travel. For example, rays of sun are coming to earth, and between earth and sun there is no medium, there is vacuum. Still also the rays of light is traveling through medium, vacuum. That shows, that proves that light can travel through vacuum also. Therefore light is said to be electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave. Okay guys. Okay, now let's move to the next parameter, next definition, that is opaque body. Now opaque body is body through which light can't penetrate or move. For example, wood, right? Wood is there, concrete is there, these are the opaque objects. Now the third definition is transparent body. Now transparent body is body through which light is able to penetrate, is able to travel. For example, glass, water, etc. These are all transparent bodies. Now we will move to reflection. What is the definition of reflection? Let us understand this. Now reflection is when a ray of light traveling in a medium bounces back after striking an opaque surface into the same medium. It is called reflection of light. Now what is medium? This is medium, which is air. Now this is the mirror, and mirror we have taken medium 2. Now ray of light will not enter the mirror, it will bounce back of the mirror, means it will bounce back through medium 2, right? So medium 1, this is the incident ray which is traveling in medium 1. It is incident at point O, which is the point of incidence, and after striking it will bounce back in the same medium, that is medium 1 only, it will not enter medium 2. So this is known as reflection of light. So this is reflection of light. So when a ray of light traveling in a medium bounces back, then after striking an opaque surface into the same medium, it is called reflection of light. Now reflection is an important phenomenon. It is very important phenomenon, as I told you, by which only we are able to see this beautiful world, right? Now there are certain laws to this phenomena that are very important. So laws of reflection are, number one is angle of reflection is equal to angle of incidence. Angle of reflection is equal to angle of incidence, means I will show you in the next slide. Angle of I is equal to angle of R, and the next slide is, second law is, see, the incident ray, the reflected ray, you're not able to see it, okay, the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence all lie on the same plane. These are the two laws of reflection. Let me explain you once again what are the laws of reflection. These are the 2 points of laws of reflection. Now just try to understand some parameters, and after discussing the parameters I will tell you about the laws of I will brief you about the laws of reflection again with the pictorial Okay, now let's take the points and parameters. One by one we will take the parameters, and overall we will discuss the laws of reflection of light. Okay, so first is incident ray. Now, incident ray is a ray of light incident or moving towards mirror, that is medium 2. Now this incident ray is moving in medium 1 and it is approaching medium 2, and it will strike the boundary of medium 1 and medium 2 at point O, but it will not enter medium 2. It will reflect back, it will bounce back in the same medium, that is medium 1. The ray of light which is incident, which is approaching, is known as incident ray. Reflected ray is the ray of light that bounces back after incident ray strikes the mirror at O from O. So when the incident ray strikes the mirror, strikes the medium 2 at point O, the ray of light which bounces back is known as reflected ray. So reflected ray is the ray which bounces back, right? Normal is this is the imaginary line that is drawn at an angle of 90 degree with the surface of the mirror, and this is an imaginary line. This is the normal. It is used to determine the angle of incidence, angle of reflection. Okay, now angle of incidence. The angle of incidence is the angle between incident ray and normal. This is very important point. Incident ray and normal, this is the angle of reflection. See, this is the angle of incidence, sorry, right? And similarly, angle of reflection is the angle between reflected ray and the normal. This is the angle of reflection. It is not the angle between mirror and reflected ray. Please note, this is not the angle of reflection. This is the angle of reflection, angle between incident ray and the normal, this one, right? Okay, angle of reflection is clear. Point of incidence. Point of incidence is the point at which the incident ray strikes the mirror, strikes the second medium, and this is the very point through which the reflected ray emerges out from the surface of the mirror. So these are the 6 points that we need to understand. Now, laws of reflection. Point 1, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This is first law. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This we need to understand. Second is the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie on the same plane. This is the plane. Now this is a plane means, now if say this is the thickness of the mirror, right? Now there are n number of planes in this thickness. Now same plane means this incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence. This point of incidence will lie on this plane, not on this plane, not on this plane, but the very first plane. That is the second law. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie on the same plane. These are the 2 laws, very important laws. So this is all about your reflection of light. In the next topic, we will be going to cover reflection through a plane mirror that we have already studied in junior classes. But again, I will repeat it and I will tell you how plane mirror reflects the light and how the images form through the plane mirror. And then we will move to spherical mirrors. So keep watching and keep studying. Thank you.